I'll tell you one thing, proud of my Rangers, but the only thing that annoys me about the whole game, if I look at the whole game in a whole, is Rangers didn't start half well, Simon. The first minute we had a wee chance when Kent cut it back, and then we died. But I'll tell you one thing, Simon, I seen one thing in that game that really made me proud of my Rangers, and I love my Rangers.
That's what we like. We like a hard man.
Yeah.
And I remember guys like Terry Hurlock,
my pal,
Ian Ferguson.
Exactly, we've not got it.
We don't.
Very good evening, folks. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I said I'll pop on for about 45 minutes and have a chat with you. It's been a fantastic weekend for Celtic as they closed the gap in the Premiership down to 2 points. We went down 1-0 yesterday at Celtic Park to Motherwell, and then we came back into the game. 2 goals from Yang, and Big Tam came off the bench and scored a penalty. Some people say, were we lucky that Oxlade-Chamberlain wasn't sent off? But, you know, John Beaton, I can't believe he even went to VAR with Days of Moyes situation. But he went, and they obviously awarded the penalty. But feels good. You know what? 8 games to go. It's mad to think a lot of us were dreading these 4 away games in all the competitions, but that could have made or break Celtic. And it's obviously made us. You know, we went to Ibrox. We were unbeaten at Ibrox this season, which is fantastic. Knocking them out of cup this time last week, brilliant as well. And then obviously having that weekly rest is going to pay off for Celtic. Now, we do have obviously a game before the international break where we have to play Dundee United away at Tannadice. I think it's a 4:30 kickoff next Sunday. So we're all looking forward to it. I'm going to get the comments up. Someone said, is anyone there? Yeah, I'm here. I've just been messing around the background. If this your first time coming across me YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the late podcast, me walking back last night. I was quite scunnered. I was absolutely pissed out of my head. Ireland won the Triple Crown, so I had my rugby jersey on, and I was just happy, you know. I did have my Celtic jersey with me, don't you worry. Had my Irish Origin Celtic jersey. I put that on after the Ireland game, and then I was like, you know what? I had the rugby jersey under it. You know, what a day! What a day! What a day! What a weekend! The little girl made a holy confirmation as well. So I was rocked up in the green suit I was, and I felt like I was fucking the next Celtic manager. But we'll talk about someone that's linked with the Celtic role as well. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Julian Harajo. His brother has dropped a hint as well that there could be something going on in the background regards to him joining Celtic in the summer, a permanent deal. He put a bit of he was doing a Q&A there on Instagram earlier on because he was traveling back from Glasgow to the States. So he lives in LA. So Harajo's brother was over here for 2 weeks. So yeah, good times. Let's see what the comments are saying. Please subscribe to the channel. Be a legend. Let's put this little light on as well, on so to get a bit of better contrast. How's the microphone? Can you all hear me all right? Is it all right with you? Hello there, Jim. What's the crack? Hello there, Chrissy boy. Big Tam taking pressure with pens as he is. Now, as I said, I'll be out straight with you, and this is not me shooting the guy down in any shape or form. I still don't think he's good enough to be signed on a permanent deal. Now, you have 8 games left. He might come up with the winning goals against Hearts at Celtic Park, or the winning goal in the derby against Rangers. They're getting 2,500 allocation. I think over the last couple of days, a lot of fans have made it clear in agreement that they don't want the animals near the place. They don't want them near the place. They smash the place up, you know. But yeah, Big Tam. I think his goal against Dundee, his header was nice, but I just think he's a lot to learn. I don't think he's getting enough service. I've said this a couple of times on the channel. I think but we'll be fighting with AJ for right back. We're going to talk about Harajo. Arajo's played 13 games for Celtic, 1 goal. We all remember the goal at Rugby Park, the scenes of him jumping into the crowd, doing this. I posted a picture up on the socials. I went bleeding viral. I think it was like 4,000 fucking likes or something on it, but unbelievable. How's it going, Plunge? What you get? What's the story? Hope you're all good. Get the comments in tonight, folks. Get the comments in. You're on Facebook. Like the channel, like the video, and then jump over to your YouTube. Exact same name. Subscribe to the channel. So let's do this now. Let's kick into this. Oh, this feels good. This feels good, even though I feel absolutely wrecked. But look at the table. We are literally breathing down Hearts' neck. Hearts got beaten by Kilmarnock last night, and I'll be honest with you, I did not expect Kilmarnock to even pull out results. I was on the plane last night, and this guy in front of me goes around and goes, "Hearts are getting beaten." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, Hearts are getting beaten." And this was literally at 9 o'clock in the night. So I landed, and obviously, I think the game just finished then, just around finished. And I was like, "Yes, you dancer." I was coming out of the airport, absolutely buzzing, static it was. But you know, it's up to Celtic now. Celtic beat Hearts. We can go ahead of them. Go ahead of them by a point. Now they have Dundee FC at Tynecastle on Saturday, and then we play on the Sunday against Dundee United up in Tannadice. Rangers won today in Paisley against St. Mirren, and look at St. Mirren were fucking shy. They were absolutely brutal. They were, and to be honest with you, I hope St. Mirren go fucking down. They just do my head in, and I don't blame Stephen Robinson leaving them. You know, he's after taking the Aberdeen job, and I know there's only 6 points between St. Mirren and Aberdeen there. Imagine Aberdeen got relegated. That would be absolutely crazy. James, what's the crack? Celtic and Rangers beat Hearts after the split. We'll see. We'll see. I just subbed. Thank you very much, James. I hope you're doing good as well. All the Jimmies are in the gaff tonight. Up the Jimmies. Speaking of Jimmy, it was Jimmy Johnston's 20-year anniversary last Friday. So Lord of the Wing, unbelievable player, one of the best of all time, probably the best Celtic player ever. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, so, and obviously it was a 1-year anniversary of John Clark passing as well a couple of days ago as well. So I've seen across with our podcast. Will this be the best title win with an average Celtic side of all time? It's in our hands now. We need to just keep bashing these games away and playing the best we can. And plus, with the likes of Alistair Johnson coming back soon, Callum Osmond as well, that will add to the resources. Arnie Ingles as well. You know, I didn't really think the midfield played that great yesterday at times. I thought Yang was outstanding, and I know we've had this chat on the channel about Yang and is he good enough for Celtic? You know, he's I just thought in recent weeks that he hasn't been at the levels. But you know what? Yesterday he was outstanding. He was absolutely outstanding. You know, his second goal took him really well. And look at the first goal, the keeper went down, but the rebound, brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Yang. Now Yang, 102 games, 15 goals. At one point, transfer deadline day in September-ish, he was down in Birmingham. Medical was done. Celtic were just holding off. And then the 7 p.m. in England went past and he missed out on the move. He was checked out. He wanted to leave Celtic. He wanted to move on. And I understand, you know, at the end of the day, his first 2 seasons at Celtic, he wasn't great. Second season, he went through that spell when his missus came over from South Korea. You know, got the energy levels up for him. You know, he had that spell. I remember there was a game against St. Mirren. He was brilliant. But is he the answer going forwards? I really don't know. I put him on my list. Where's my list? Is this it here? Let me see. This is done here. I done this about 2 weeks ago, so just bear with me, right? I said I would keep Yang, but he's very inconsistent. You know, I have to say, I think he's getting physically better. his physicality, getting stuck into tackles and stuff like that. But it'd be interesting. Be interesting to see what happens with the fella. Like I just don't. I think the next 8 games, 9 games with the Scottish Cup and the league, let's judge him at the end of that. That'd be the best thing to say. There's no point saying, punt him now. You know, Taneki, you know, he played all right yesterday. Played all right in the first half. Maeda looks better on the wing, to be honest with you. Looks more effective on the wing, especially in the second half. It's good to see Iheanacho was in the squad as well yesterday. I just feel like we're starting to get confidence out of these players. They're starting to see that they're starting to believe, and I think it's down to the goalkeeping situation as well. Like obviously, Sinisalo is looking really steady in the goals as well. He's looking good, and it was a bad error for the Motherwell goal. But look, Motherwell had a chance of being even in some sort of title race, and they ruined it. Losing to us and then losing to Dundee, they're out of it. They're out of it. Like, you know, let's look at the table again. I think they're fucking 7 points or something off Rangers at this right now. See, yeah, 7 points. 7 points off Rangers. I think they're out. I still think that they're capable of beating us at Fair Park. They're capable of beating Rangers as well. Still think they have to go to Ibrox as well. So it'd be an interesting time. But I'm fit. You know what? It's crazy how much 3 weeks in football can change your persona on the team. Because I'll be honest with you, as I said it 3 weeks ago, you can look back over my podcast. I did come around and say, you know what? I'm 90% sure we're not going to win this title. And I know there's the folk out there that were optimistic and said, keep the faith. I just think you could see the Stuttgart game gave us a lot of confidence. Going off to Stuttgart, a lot of fans didn't expect a result there, and the way we defended that night was brilliant. And then at Ibrox, when we went down to 2-0 and crawled back into the game, and Rio Tate actually dictate the midfield when he came on. Him and Taneki were brilliant. I think that just shows that the signs are there. Martin O'Neill basically just said to him in the dressing rooms, "You're losing the title if you don't get back to this game." I'm sure that's exactly what he said. You know, and you know, be boys or be men. You want to be leaders, step up and help each other. And we got that. We seen Tierney scoring that first goal, and then obviously we got the penalty in the dying embers of the game in the 89th minute and scoring. So and then going to Ibrox and beating them in penalties, that fucking crushed them. Yes, they're only a point behind us at the moment, and they're still in it, and it's a 3-horse race. But I think with Hearts losing last night, that's going to burst their bubble. I know they have Shankman to come back. I know they have Devlin to come back and stuff like that, but they're fucking there for the taking. McInnes has never won a title. You know, Danny Rose never won a title. Like, so these players that play for Hearts and Rangers, a lot of them have never won a title. So we have the experience there. And Greg Taylor even said it on the Premier Sports podcast a couple of days ago, that I just have this feeling that we're going to get over the line. I just think we have enough experience in the team, enough leaders to get us there. And you know what? Like, it was great to see Tierney back yesterday. Thought he played well. You know, thought he played really well. Like, you could see that sometimes, you know, an injury room we can do without Callum McGregor at times. And I've said this on the channel, folks. Callum McGregor has been a cracking captain for Celtic, but he does not have the pace to do box to box. And that's a position that we should be really looking at in the summer, regardless who we bring in as a manager. Defensive midfield, we need to get that spine sorted out as well. Look, the summer is going to be a headache. The summer in this channel is going to be an absolute shake-up. I'm going to be probably plastering fucking 2 or 3 videos a day, because there's going to be a lot of talk. And I know fans want to see action speak louder words, but I will say this, and this is not me defending the board in any shape or form, because I have no confidence in the Celtic board. You all should know by now, transfer windows, links with players drag on and drag on. It's not like Football Manager where you can just pick someone and say, I want them to play for Celtic. There's so much logistics behind it of agreeing a fee, buying them out of contract, visas, medicals, bonuses, all that fucking jazz is involved. And it's easier said than done. We do need a massive reshuffle. 100%. I think we need a reshuffle. I don't know, but Sean Maloney be an input of being assistant manager? Whoever comes in, will Fozzie be still around? I'm sure the fucking laptop Gavin Strachan will be still around. Look, I'm not gonna go on and moan about the board too much tonight, because I feel like I come on and say the same shit all the time about the board. The facts is they ain't doing a good enough job, you know. And yeah, they had the cheek to bring out the Irish Origins gear the other day. It's nice gear, don't get me wrong, it's fucking lovely, but I'm gonna hold me guns, and I'm not gonna buy the gear. As much as I love to buy that jacket is absolutely unbelievable. I'm not gonna buy the gear, because I'm not giving them any more fucking money. I've already spent 300 quid on stuff this season enough. Let's go to the comments. Let's see what people are saying. The settings don't seem to right. Can't even read the table. Can you not? Can't see to read the table. The settings. Why is the settings not right? Let us know, folks. Can you see the settings? Let me see. See now. Is that better now on the table? Is that a little bit better? Let me know in the comments. There's the table there. I'll zoom in on it, right? Just to make it a little bit better for you. Oh, that's a bit too much. Jesus. Let me know if you can see that table a little bit better now. Joe says, how's it going, Joe? I hope you're doing well. Do you think Sinisalo is good enough for the #1 short? Yeah. If he is a big part of us winning the title, why not? I think he's grown with confidence each week. You know, clean sheets. I know it wasn't clean sheet the week just gone, but getting clean sheets, a absolutely heroic performance of it, Stuttgart. You know, getting out there with the way he played was absolutely outstanding. I think, you know, penalties as well. He was unlucky to not save 2 penalties at Ibrox, but I just feel like he controls his box better. He can actually come for a ball. You know, that, like, still can't see it. Jesus Christ, what is going on here? Hide vertical, right? Let me see. Is that better now, folks? Can you see that now? I don't know what's going on with Bleeding Channel tonight. And the numbers is good as well. Let's see. I'm just gonna pull off the table anyway, so you can all see me better. Don't want to keep mentioning it, but those Nancy losses have really hurt us. 100%. They really have hurt us. But we're making ground. We're making ground from them defeats. Them defeats of, like, obviously losing to Dundee United and stuff like that. Absolutely brutal. And then losing the Hearts, where he was handed the reins over, and we could have went ahead of Hearts that day. But it's a guy that, you know, if you don't win the title, he will haunt us. It will absolutely haunt us for years. This Nancy, but and I don't know how people could even defend him. People are like, "Oh well, it's not his team. We didn't get preseason. Blah blah blah." Don't fucking care. You go into a job, you have to hit the ground running. Don't be tweaking things or tweaking things and fucking doing stuff for the last, like, running. Just keep it going. If there's a winning formula there, you don't change it. You know. Second time O'Neill wheeled Hearts this season. No Nancy to intervene this game. Exactly. I think, look, Hearts are going to be all guns blazing coming to Celtic Park. You know, play Hearts, Celtic Park, play Rangers at Celtic Park. I think it's Hibs away again, Motherwell away, and then Falkirk at home probably. I think we've already played Falkirk away. Played them away in the league. I don't know if we played them in the cup as well away. We'll see what happens. As I said, my guess in the whole thing is I think we will be away in the last game. Hearts will be home, and Rangers will be home. I think that's what the SFA are going to do. I honestly think that's going to happen. I think we'll probably be Motherwell away or Motherwell away. Hibs will play Rangers at Ibrox, and then Hearts will have fucking Falkirk. I bet you that's what it's going to turn out like. So there's 45 people tuning in. All I will ask is tonight on the podcast, subscribe to the channel. Look, I hope you enjoyed the podcast last night. As I said, it was quite steamy. I said I pop on. It was absolutely brilliant that we it was brilliant that we got to that stage where, you know, Kilmarnock doing the job as well. But goal difference. Let me look at the goal difference, right? Rangers have 3 more goals better than us. Hearts have 27 plus goal difference. We're at 24. So Rangers have Aberdeen next in Ibrox. We have obviously Dundee United next, and then Hearts have Dundee at Tynecastle. What does Motherwell have? Motherwell have Hibs. That'd be a difficult game. Motherwell at home to Hibs. I will ask, right? I'll ask tonight, right? Do you still want the Motherwell manager in the summer? Now, there's been pros and cons about this. How's it going? The head of the Vatican State 2025. Great picture as well of Pope Leo. God bless the Pope, eh? I just have to be honest and say I bought the new Celtic orange jacket. I just thought I was smart as F. Look, mate, I'm not gonna fall out with you for buying Clopper. It's your money. You earn the money. That's your money. Whatever you want to buy is whatever you want to buy. Don't have someone dictating and moaning at you because you bought stuff. That's your decision. You know, that's your decision. If I had 80 quid there, would I buy it? As much as I would, but I don't think I could. As I said, you know, I've loads of Celtic zip-up jackets. I still have that. I still have the Nike one from 2012. It's my favourite jacket. I always wear that for big games. Derby games, I always wear that out. You know, if someone offered me fucking 250 quid one time for it, I was like, not a chance. Mate, I'm not selling that jacket. That jacket has the tricolours in the sleeves. You know, the Neil Lennon, nah, definitely not. Definitely not. It's my favourite bit of Celtic clothing. I did get this jersey here. I have it in long sleeve. When this jersey came out in long sleeve, it was good, really comfortable. But I ended up ruining it because I fucking got stickers and stuff on it. But I got this jersey on Vinted, basically brand new for 17 quid. The real deal as well. Some guy from Greenock sent it to me for 17 quid. Well, not 17 quid now, 22 quid actually. 22 quid I paid for this. What, so comfortable as well. What a top. I like the leaked new home jersey as well. I think it's belter with the gold and the sleeves and stuff like that. And then obviously the away one with the dark green and the black stripes going down. I thought we were getting rid of that a bit on the shorts next season. I thought the betting logos were getting taken off shorts in British football, but who was for me to say, you know? So let's see. No, I would like a more established manager with a bigger name. I think the situation, right, with Askew, look, he's playing good football. He's playing good football. But don't let that fool you. And yes, he has a good defensive record, but don't let that fool you. And what I mean by fooling you is it's fucking Celtic you're going to. Yes, he's had a team that beaten us, played us off the park, a fair park. But that was under Nancy. He didn't do it against us yesterday. I just think the Motherwell bubble is slowly deteriorating, to be honest with you. And if Motherwell to lose 2 or 3 more games, I guarantee you people won't be even thinking twice about it. They're like, oh, you know what? Fucking he's been sussed out. Like, I wouldn't be completely against it. Like 3 weeks ago, I was like, I want Askew. I think he's the man for it. But the more I look into it, I'm like, you know what? Why should we be going with someone that has never won anything on the CV? Why should we be going down that route? You know, we should be going for someone that actually has something on the CV. And I know we've been linked with Robbie Keane. Robbie Keane's after coming out, and a man that's been linked with the job since Thursday. I've maybe kind of stance on Robbie Keane. Yes, he's a better CV than Askew. He's probably a proper man manager than Askew. I've watched a couple of Ferencváros clips on Instagram, and he seems like he's really behind. The players get behind him. I know that's for the cameras and stuff like that, but he's got something that a lot of managers don't have, which is beating Rangers as well. I know the whole Robbie Keane thing is political with fans, but at the end of the day, right? I'm gonna say this as it is. He's won He's been successful in the last 2 teams he's went to, and he gets reaction out of players. So politically, fans are just like, no, don't want him. He managed in Israel. No, don't want to go near him. You know, we're all Palestinian solidarity, but it's what we want on the pitch, folks. As fans in the stands, yeah, we all want to get behind the team, but it's what we see in the pitch is what everyone tunes in for. We don't tune in to look at fans. We tune in to watch our team. That's the god honest truth. I know that sounds rootless, but that's the truth. And you know, you got to start somewhere. And do I agree if his first team should have been Mikhail Tel Aviv? No, I don't. Or Hapoel Tel Aviv, whatever it was. I don't agree, but he's won titles there. You know, he's won titles in Hungary. He's done well. And as I said, I wouldn't be completely fucking angry and pissed off if Robbie Keane was announced tomorrow. Not because he's an Irish legend and he's got me bringing me so much memories. I just think he's a better CV than Askew. And people might turn around and say, well, Askew knows the league. Askew's done this. He's the best defensive record. It's a man manager. That's the thing. Robbie Keane has played for Celtic. Maybe, and he scored, 14 goals in his time up here in a horrendous season. Yes, he didn't score against them at Ibrox, and he captained that day. But I wouldn't be fully against it. I think there is better names out there, but I just don't think it's you know, it's selling the project, and that's the problem with Celtic at the moment. I don't know if we have a direction or a vision ahead, because I just feel like it feels like us as fans are winging it. We're winging it each week. We're winging it each fucking game. You think the Green Brigade being back in? I've made it clear I don't think the Green Brigade be back in this season. I'd like to see the Green Brigade back in. I would think we need the Green Brigade back in. I think the atmosphere has gone so fucking flat. Like, it's demoralising. Like, we're not a club of 10,000 fans. Like, it's a fucking 60,000 seat stadium. And it's like some fans are just like, it's draining them as much as they want to be there and support the team. They're going on like, fucking hell, I've seen a better end. I've heard better noise in the library, you know? So that's the saying, you need a 12th man there. They'll be back in attendance for the split. Well, obviously, Brian Wilson said that he's engaged. There's been engagement there, but obviously there's criteria has to be done and stuff like that. Look, I'm saying it for every fan. If any fan acts the bollocks at the stadium, simple as, shouldn't be allowed in the stadium. Shouldn't be allowed. But you don't stamp on 250 fucking supporters and say, oh, it's your fault. If one person's a bad egg, you can't control that. You can't control one person. It's not fair on the rest of the supporters that go and cheer. You know that way, there's always going to be bad eggs in any support, any club. And you know that at the end of the day, you're just customers. You know, you can just be replaced. Just replaced. You're just a number. And as much as you don't want to hear that, you don't want to feel like you're just a number. Well, you are just a number. You know, regardless if you've been going to see Celtic 40 years or, you know, 2 games, you're just replaceable. You're just replaceable. And it kills me saying that, but I want to see the Green Brigade back in, you know. I just think it's a fucking joke that it's gone this far, where the club are slowly doing drips and drops of engaging with them. You know, I think really who should be accountable for this mess is Michael Nicholson. Michael Nicholson has been hiding. He's been hiding. But yeah, he's okay to take 928 grand a year. For fucking what? For what? It just makes me laugh, like. I've worked footy stadiums for 20 odd years. There's arseholes winning every support. Exactly. And people need to understand that, like, at the end of the day, regardless of what you like, regardless if you put hoops on, you're representing this club. Or whatever you wear, hoodies or snoods or a scarf, you're still representing Celtic. You know? Someone's after having too many bookies or whatever. They need to be respectful for others around as well. You know that way? And that's for everyone, not for certain fans in a corner or certain fans on the other corner. It's for everyone. You know that way? Like You're going into that stadium. There's young kids there. Kids that are buzzing to see that team all week. They're talking about posters on the walls, their names on the back of the jersey. You don't need some fucking arsehole sitting there and steaming and doesn't have any consideration for what's around them. You know, I chuck them out. It's like a nightclub. You chuck them out if you act the bollocks. Simple as, you know. And then people are like, oh, that's not fair. But then the fact is, if you're not compliant and you act the bollocks, you don't deserve to be in a nightclub. You know. But anyways, I hope the Green Brigade do get in, because we need everyone on side. We have 8 games left in the season. 8 games left. 8 big cup finals in the league left. And every single team are going to park the bus. They're going to be difficult. If we win the next 8 games, 1-0 every game, I don't care. It could be one of the biggest title wins of all time. It's brilliant. Yeah, the Kano Foundation and the Lisbon Lions stand. Love, it's good to see. It's good to see, you know. It's good to see them kids getting the opportunity to go to Celtic Park and getting the little scarf and the hat, you know, and taking part. It's a magic day for them, you know. Like, I'll always remember my first time I went. I wasn't young as that, but I was a teenager, and, you know, it's still fresh in my mind. I say this all the time. It's probably one of the best days of my life, you know. But, like, if I didn't become a Celtic fan, I would never have met me other half. You know, I would never moved to Glasgow. You know, it's just a special club. It's not just like all these tourist clubs in England where you watch a Premier League game and they're all sitting there on their phones recording for the whole game. If you're going to be looking at a screen, just sit fucking at home. Just sit at home and watch on the screen. You know? I just don't get it. Why would you pay that mad money just to sit there and record on your phone? It's just ridiculous. Like, it's absolute madness. But keep up the likes, folks. Please like the video as well tonight. I'm going to stay on for another 20 minutes. I appreciate all the likes last night on YouTube as well. And just as I said, I'm really enjoying getting back into doing this as much as I can. I'm sorry I didn't get any podcast on the other day. I was away for the confirmation, so I didn't want to be whipping out laptops in cafes and going live in cafes. I done a live on Thursday morning in the airport. I don't know if anyone's seen that. Me sitting there with a laptop, and there's about 25 people around me, and they're me with a webcam and a little microphone. Like, how's it going, folks? I'm that type of person, folks, where, like, I wouldn't see if I'm doing a normal video. I'd be like, get out of the room. Yeah, but I've done shows in front of hundreds of people. I don't know. Sometimes it's a confidence thing. But I've been in chat with the Celtic Unrestricted podcast, JP and Ryan. So we're hoping to get a podcast done this week, a collaboration. So he said he'll get back to me. And I am been in chat with a lad who's done a song. He's a YouTube channel called The Boys in Green. He wears a hat and a beard. Nice guy. He's going to be coming on as well. Forget his name. Oh, he's going to bleed and kill me. He's going to come on this week as well. So I am working with getting a few collaborations done in the background, getting a few other podcasts on, because, you know, we all want to. As much as we're all kind of singing off the same hymn sheet, we all want to be. All of us want to see our team being successful. But I just like to chat to these. I want to build these connections with all these podcasts. You know, that way. You know, I've had the pleasure of done the charity weekend on Axon twice. Shout out to Paul John Dykes, and I've had the pleasure to speak to other podcasts as well. And, you know, look, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I don't fucking care. Don't care. Once I'm my own cup of tea. That's the main thing. Come on, work as the team. Need to get over the line. Last stream for me is because it's Tenerife Wednesday. Oh, look at you. Agree. Get the Green Brigade back in. Don't need to get phone calls from my brother asking me when the Green Brigade are back. Thinking I know what keep saying. It's a nightmare though. Like, as I said, everyone wants to know the big question. Like, I know there's fans that just don't like the Green Brigade, but at the end of the day, they've brought noise. What about the rest of the fans are sitting there on their fucking arses and they're not singing? It does my nothing. Like, I was watching the game yesterday and I'm like, what's the story with all the empty seats? I know it's Paddy's weekend and stuff. I'm like, what's the story with the empty seats? We're in a fucking title race. We're not fifth in the league. Some fans are like checked out. But yet these will be the shitheads. These will be the shitheads that we celebrating on trophy day. Oh, fucking great. Back your team. Back your team. You know? I do my way of wearing my jersey, doing my podcast, posting my stuff. That's my way of backing my team. You know? I'm going to try to get a ticket for the semi-final of the cup. Were you on the Boise bus a while back? Yeah, I had Boise on. I like Boise. I like Boise. I had Boise on about a year and a half ago. Nice guy. I'll try to get in touch with him again. I know he doesn't do it as much as he used to. He used to do it every night. Him and the lads. Fair play to him. You know, I like doing my own thing. I like just chatting away to you. I know sometimes it's very repetitive. I will get people on and I will try add to me podcast team, but you know, it's just easy for me to turn around and say, fuck this. I'm sick of watching Netflix and chill. I'm gonna go on and do a podcast at 10 o'clock in the night. Talk shite to you. So, no, Celtics ain't shite. Celtics amazing. I want the Green Brigade back in also. I was gonna wear that 1991 yellow jersey with the diamonds on it today. I'm gonna wear that on the podcast and get the Green Brigade back in so we can chat about things moving forward. That's it. Like I just feel like is that a recruitment strategy going in the background? Are we like there's talks of obviously we're looking at players. What about the manager? Do we have someone on the pre-agreement done? And they're just keeping it until season ticket renewals. When is the season ticket renewal? In the next couple of weeks, you know? How's it going, Slogo boy? I hope you're well. I don't think you're repetitive. I feel like I'm repetitive. I really do feel like I'm repetitive at times. I feel like I'm saying the same bleeding stuff, and I don't mean to. But you know, let's see, Sligo boy, Celtic can't handle the Green Brigade, and the Fire Brigade can't handle a union. Street fires in a wee vape shop. Oh, what I would say is, it was a tragedy what happened with that infrastructure, and was it the lower level of Glasgow Central's open now? You know, Craig says he loves it. I'm glad you love it. Someone said in the comments saying, "Oh, Celtic was your long lost family." Oh, 100%. 100%. You know, great. Jim Old Jungle, good atmosphere. The next manager will be crucial as we ever needed. He will need a proper backing too. But that's the thing, like, I think if we do, which we will get a manager, I think they'll give him a 3-year, 4-year deal, right? And I think they'll say to him, right, we'll give you a certain amount of money. So let's just get rid of what we can. Let's see what we can make money off, right? Right, I'm just gonna play a guess game here, right? I'm gonna put names on this. I'm gonna put names up on the. You know what? I'm gonna do transfer market, which is right. Now let's look at the Celtic team, right? Let's go on to the Celtic team. Go transfer market. While I'm on this tonight, I'm gonna go player by player and say, right, we could make this on this player. It's all a guess game, right? I ain't no fucking like something special that knows how much a player's really worth. I always go by kind of what the contract duration's left. Like we have a year left in Rio, we have a year left in this contract. Now at the time when all the Rodgers came in, them contracts were renewed. I was kind of like, is this gonna actually happen? Is this gonna happen? Now there's gonna be a chance that I might freeze in the screen, so just prepare for it. But I'm still here talking. Let's see. And Arajo, his brother's at the hinting that he could join Celtic on a permanent. But are Celtic going to fork out 6 million? Now, don't mind that 10 million. That was his estimate value, last updated on the 9th of the 12th, 25, right? Is that sure? Let me see. That's not sure in 2 seconds. Here we go. Here we go. Get this 56 tile. So Araujo has 3 years left in his former deal, right? He's played 15 times for them since he signed from Barcelona, right? He's played 13 times for us, right? And I'll be honest with you, he's been brilliant. He's slotted in that position well for Alistair Johnson. But who is a better player? This is what you need to ask yourself. Stop the passion. Stop going by the wind-up merchant Arajo. What do you go for? Do you go for, I think Ali Johnson's 28 now, 27, 28. Do you go with Ali Johnson, who could be potentially our captain next season or the season after? Depends on McGregor's situation, maybe Tierney. Or do you go for Arajo, where, yes, he's fiery, he's young, he's good at taking players on. Alistair Johnson has Alistair Johnson get up that pitch and score goals, as we've seen. He wore the captain's armband against Motherwell and he scored last season. What do you go for? Let's be use your real logic. Are you going to spend 6 million on a guy that we could have for 2 years, and then you'll probably go somewhere else if he plays well for us? This is the problem with us. We get emotionally sucked into blown players. Look at Jota. Look at Vickers. Right, please sign them. Please sign them. I really believe that Celtic Football Club are not going to pay the money for Arajo. They're not going to pay 6 million in a rebuild. For number one, we need a manager in. First of all. There's no point of us signing a player where he might not be in the plans of the new manager. And yet he'll play him for certain games because it's part of his contract. He's on a salary. I just don't know. I just really don't know. I like him. I love to see if he did sign him, but I just don't think it's going to happen. AJ is going to come back. AJ is going to slot into that right back position. He's going to get a bit of minutes up for the World Cup, and he's going to have a good World Cup, and he's going to come back all guns blazing next season. So let's look at the squad, right? This is a squad here, right? Don't mind the transfer value, right? Can everyone see the screen just before? Will Alistair Johnson be the same player when he comes back? It could be hungry. It could be better. It is a good question, Cassie. It is a good up an injury, and then a couple of weeks later he came back and he got an injury again. Let me know on the screen if you can see these players. I'll see the players on the screen. 37 people tuning in. He's worth every penny. Is he worth every penny because he winds Rangers up, or is he worth every penny because he's good at direct? He's good at getting up the pitch, get Celtic. Yeah, you don't be just buying people because they wind Rangers up. You want to buy someone because he can bring something to the team. So let's have a look here. Can everyone want to know before I start going on to this? Hi Keith, are you using iPad settings because I can't even see you on my TV, mate? Not needed. There's something going on with the rotate. So let me see. I don't know if there's been an issue with it the last couple of days. I'm going to see if that works now for you. All right. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's come. I don't know, Jim. I do apologize that you can't see it, right? Well, anyways, I'm going to go on with this. I'm going to look into the why you can't see me on the telly. So Schmeichel, he'll be gone. He's done. Basically, Schmeichel is basically injured till the rest of the season. He's withdrawals from the Denmark squad and stuff. And as I said last night when I was walking home, I feel sorry for Kasper Schmeichel, but at the same time, if he's been playing with a shoulder injury for months, I think he's been playing with that shoulder injury since last year, a year on. But Sinisalo was playing this time last year in goal, and then he didn't play in the cup final. Ross Doolan, he'll stay. Doohan will stay. Carter Vickers, I think we'll listen to offers for Carter Vickers. Try cash out because he's 28. Anyone that's kind of over 30 years of age, and then they're kind of like 3 years or 2 years out in their contract, they're going to try to make money, and they're definitely not going to give him a new contract and try bumping his wages up. He's on over 30 grand a week anyway. Carter Vickers, I think he's on 33 grand a week. Austin Trusty, I think Trusty's proved a lot of people wrong recently, even myself. Scales has done well at times. I still feel like he's a lot to learn. I know he's 27. I still feel like pressure gets them. Dane Murray, I was impressed with him at Ibrox. Thought he done really well when he came on. Obviously, redeemed himself in the previous week when he had that error on him. Benjamin Arthur done all right yesterday. Like obviously bar the miscommunication for that first goal. Obviously, Atate messing up and stuff. Tierney's obviously long term. Srirachi, I think we're going to get Srirachi. Whereas obviously we're in talks with his agent at the moment, Marcelo Taraja, who has good links in Boca Juniors, which he's on loan from Boca Juniors. Paid the 2 million for him. He's on seven grand a week. That guy would be happy to take 10 grand a week at Celtic, I'd say. Adam Montgomery, punt him. He's not good enough for Celtic. As I said, we can sign a Raho, but it's gonna be down to Ali Johnson. Ralston, punt him. I'm sorry. Thanks for the good times, Ralston. Punt him. Donovan, there's a player there that's going to be a big player for Celtic. Really big player. McGregor, I'd say he's 1 year left and one decent more season left in him. It's pushing. I just think McGregor's just not the box-to-box midfielder. He's 32 years of age. You can see that he doesn't have the stamina and the pace he once had. You know, and that's natural for it to happen. Arnie Ingles quite young. I think we have a player there. We maybe will listen to offers for Arnie Ingles like we did in the last transfer window, which we rejected. Rejected 3 offers from Nottingham Forest. Rio Atate, punt him. I made it clear, like as much as he's been up and down this season, I just feel like Rio Tate's desire and his head. He's not at Celtic. Para Bernardo will go. Luke McCann will stay. Chamberlain will probably stay. Depends if we win the league. He plays another big part. Alden Home will go. Mavuk is a fucking liability. Absolute shite he is. Wait, I can't believe we were actually looking at signing him in a permanent. And then obviously that medical was all over the place, and we agreed for loan with buy option. Days in Maeda, he's on his last year's contract. Next season's last year's contract. Taneki, it's been all right. Jota is injured. Calendar boy. Balakwisha, punt him, waste of fucking money. Negrin's been brilliant. Yang, I would keep Yang, but it just depends if Celtic are willing to give him a new contract, offer him a bit better wages, and if he's guaranteed he's going to play better football. But I think once he starts scoring, gets his confidence up, that inconsistency will eventually vanish away. And players will always have bad games. Like James Forrest, he's on his last year's contract. I don't know if we'll keep Jamesy. I love Jamesy. I hope we do keep him for another year in some capacity. Even play him in the cup games or whatever. The guy's a bleeding legend. Adamu's shy. Kelechi, just not fit. If he was fit, he'd be playing more games. You know, we know he's on the bench. Then Big Tom, vital couple of games ahead for him. And then Callum Osmond should be back in the next couple of weeks after the international break. So yeah, realistically, looking at the value of some of these players, like we could sell Balak-Wisha, we'll take the cut and lose, probably sell him for about 3 million back to Belgium. Yang, if Yang was to go, we'd probably get about 2.5, 3 million for Yang, right? Who else? Negrin, we need to keep Negrin. You know, we bought him for 1.7. His value's worth 10 million now because he's obviously scored 19 goals. Jota's value's gone up by 5 million because he's more fucking injury prone than anything. Maeda, he's valued at 12 million because obviously he's a Japan international, scored in the World Cups. He scored 33 goals last season. So his stock is still quite high considering he's 28. I'd say we'd probably get about 5 million for Days in Maeda pushing. I think we'll probably get about Atate, probably 3 million for Atate pushing. And Bernardo, I think we could get a good deal on Bernardo. Like this is a guy that's captain his country at under 21 level. I think to someone like the likes of Braga or in Portugal will probably go from our team in La Liga, a mid-table La Liga team will probably go for, you know, like a Valencia or somewhere like that. Or Valencia being fighting relegation. So he'd be ideal for a club like that. Because he obviously just hasn't worked out for him this season. He's just been, even last season, just wasn't getting much time. So yeah, punt Ralston. I just look at great serving coming through the academy, but I just don't feel confidence with Ralston. So let me see. Let's see what people are saying. How's it going, Pauline? I hope you're doing well. Jim is saying, I was thinking you need to change the screen resolution. The screen's fine. Screen, let's see. Should be no issue. Can everyone see me? Can everyone see my big mush? Let us know, because let me know if you can see me. Just from Motherwell, looked at our style of player. Look at, yes, you can see me. Let's talk about Motherwell. Even though 100%. Give me a second, right? Give me a second. I'll put this back on. I'm sorry that I'm letting one or two folk down that they can't see me on the screen tonight because of this stupid StreamYard. Do you know what I'm going to try to do tomorrow night? Because not a lot of people are quite vocal in the comments from Facebook. I'm going to just do it on YouTube. I'm just going to do it through the YouTube app and see if it's the camera resolution's better. Because there's nothing worse when I look back over my podcast and the camera looks a bit blurry. Let's see. The well. Squad. Have a look at the squad. And I said we're being linked with Elliot Watt. Not Elliot Watt. Elliot Just. He scored against us yesterday. Where is he? Elliot Just. He's a good player. He's a good versatile player. That's someone that we should need. And I know there's been reports according that we are interested in the New Zealand international. Like, he's 25 years of age. Could he be a Tom Rogic for Celtic? Perhaps. I know it's two different nationalities. He's obviously Tom's Australian, but like 7 goals, 6 assists, 27 games. His average rating is 7.47 or 46. Sorry, he's done well. He's good discipline record as well. 2 yellows in the whole season. Look at his performances as well for Motherwell. He got an 8.1 against Celtic yesterday. 7.3 against Dundee, even though they lost. 7.5 in a victory at Canada, or victory against Dundee. Is that home or away? But yeah, his ratings are fucking unbelievable. Like, he's getting greens or blues, which is blues is potentially man of the match. So he is a good player. Masmanise, he didn't really do much yesterday. I thought he was a bit off the grid. But yeah, Tawanda. Look at Tawanda's stats. Like, his transfer value is 500k. Like, they're gonna try put about 8 million in him. 27 games. He started 27 games. He scored 16 goals in the league. I think he has altogether 18 goals in all competitions this season. Look at his stats. Over the last 2 games, he's completely been off it. 9.3 against Dundee United, 8.3 against St Mirren away. He was brilliant that night. He scored a goal that night. Then he scored 2 goals there. What a good player. We really need to get him. It just depends on if you get the manager. Hi Keith, I hope you're doing well. Yes, maybe if you are streaming from Facebook. No, see, I'm on StreamYard. I just see from the start, no break in communication. What's the communication one? Huh? What's it about? How's it going, Deborah? Hope you're doing well. How's it going, Mark? What's the crack? Hope you're doing well. We're doing well. So 35 people tuning in. We do a membership. There's a handful of people are members. Like Cassie there, Cassie Bingo. 99p to join the membership. There's a button on the YouTube as well, which is free to press. It's called the hype button. If you press the hype button, there's like a kind of loyalty leaderboard. And then when you do that, it just basically trends the video. So that's a kind of little help. The Motherwell manager is on the pipeline for Celtic. The Motherwell player will just follow the Celtics. But see, the thing is, Motherwell are going to be stubborn, because if you're selling players to a team that's probably the most richest team in the league, they're going to try and milk the cow and get more money. Like, if a team in the Championship went in for one of their players, they'd probably sell a player for, what, argument's sake, 2 million, right? 2 million, 3 million, or even to Italy. But when Celtic go in, it's like a fucking 5 million, And I think the likes of Celtic and Rangers and Hearts will go in and try raid the Motherwell team next season. I think players will want to move on. Players will want to move on if Askew moves on. If Askew moves on, we shall see. I'm going to stay on for another 4 minutes, folks. I just pressed the like button. Hurt me tongue. The like button I like to hurt me tongue. Good picture of Michael Collins, by the way. What a man. What a legend. I love that film, Michael Collins, as well. Liam Neeson. One of my favourite films. Always gives me the shivers, the goosebumps when you see the start and then they're at the GPO and stuff like that. You know. But I was only actually at Michael Collins' grave a couple of weeks ago. And then De Valera's grave as well. I love history. I absolutely love history. But yeah. As I said, folks, over the next couple of weeks, probably the end of the month, I'm going to start going to random places in Scotland and picking a random pub and maybe chatting to someone in the pub. I know someone said to me in the comments that they want me to go to the Railway Tavern in Motherwell. I'm going to look into that. If it's a pub in Scotland where you want me to go and visit and try do a video or something like that, let me know. Let me know if it's in me. If it's reasonable, I will try get there that one of the evenings after work. But let's see the odds of the next Celtic manager. Let's see who's in the running now. I haven't checked it since Wednesday last week. Next Celtic manager. Which one are we going for? Someone asked me about Roberto Martinez. I couldn't have done a segment on Roberto Martinez. Roberto Martinez, it's the wages with him, but he's misses from Scotland. So Robbie Keane's 8-1. Roberto Martinez is 4-1. Askew's 12-1. Christian Isler, he is 12-1. Let's just share the screen and have a look, right? Have a look now. If you're putting on bets, bet responsibly. That's all I will say. All right. So these are the folk who are in. You got Martin O'Neill at 12-1. Robbie Keane is 5-4. But Roberto Martinez is. These are different. Yeah. Kieran McKenna, he's obviously in a promotion battle for this switch. Sean Maloney's 16-1. Steve Clark is 14-1. Ange is still 14-1. Mourinho's 25-1. Imagine punting a fiver on Mourinho, and Mourinho gets the job. How would Celtic fans feel with Mourinho being in the helm? Confident, still can't forgive him over Seville. Knutson, the man's not going to touch us. There's a better chance of Mourinho coming to Celtic before Knutson. Knutson, he's at the building a team in Bola-Glint that just went that first season in the Champions League. They've won the last 5 games. Beating Atletico Madrid away, beating Inter Milan away, beating Man City at home, beating Sporting Lisbon at home. They're fucking flying the air. They're flying. Bellamy's 6-1. Is he 6-1? Wait, there's the stat. There's the, Bellamy. Wouldn't mind Bellamy, but he still hasn't really won anything as a manager as well. Shamrock Rovers manager, 28-1. Stephen Bradley. Damien Duff is 25-1. Graham Potter. I wouldn't touch Potter. I'd rather touch Solskjaer than Potter. One Carlos Cecido. I don't know who that is. I have to look him up. Eddie Howe, 33-1. Tony Mowbray, not a chance, 28-1. I wouldn't go near Tony Mowbray. That's a piss take. Not a chance. Oliver Glasner, that's the Villa manager. Not the Villa manager, the Palace manager. He's not bad. Lennon's 33-1. Gus Poyet, what's he? 40-1. John O'Shea, 33-1. Alonso's 50-1. Roy Keane, 50-1 as well. Maresca, 40-1. Maresca is not going to take a job. He's pretty happy where he is. And David Moyes is 66-1. 66-1. Let's see. Robbie Keane or Stephen Bradley will be mine. The Terminator says. Bradley's done phenomenal with Shamrock Rovers. I would like to see if Ireland don't qualify for the World Cup, I'd like to see Stephen Bradley take the Ireland job post. He knows the League of Ireland inside out. Regards to Celtic, I don't think so. I'd rather ask you over Stephen Bradley. Robbie Keane, as I said, I wouldn't be completely disappointed. I look at his CV. I don't look at the politics. I look at what he can bring. His attributes. That's what I look at. I don't look at the whole. You know, I've been very pro Palestine solidarity for years on my channel and across the social media, but I'm looking at what a man can do for my team. And once you start winning games, people start kind of letting that kind of stuff linger away. And there will be fans that just will never accept them. And I can understand that. I do understand that, you know. Tony Mowbray's still building a team. We said, oh, Jesus Christ. Remember when he won the Wembley Cup? We thought we were on the road there. He's won everything. I know. I'd rather see him as the Ireland manager if Ireland don't get the World Cup. How's it going? Second Lieutenant Montgomery, what's the crack? How are you getting on? Hope you're doing well. Doing good. Where's everyone tuning in from tonight, folks? So some from Sligo, some from Scotland, some from Ireland, some from the US or Canada. Let me know in the comments. Please hit that subscribe button as well. But I am gonna leave the podcast now in a second. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in tonight. Appreciate the likes. I will be back on tomorrow night. I'll be back on Tuesday night. I'll be back on Wednesday night as well. I'll be doing a lot of pods this week. Pods maybe every day. We'll see. We'll see what the crack is. East Lothian. Dear old Donegal. Mowbray was building Lego when he was here. Jesus Christ, Steve. I just knew when Mowbray came in, it was never going to work. I just look at, obviously Mowbray played for us in the 90s, and obviously when he was a part of the huddle being invented at Celtic, you know, but he just had that cranky look, didn't he? Maybe one day I'll interview Tony Mowbray on the podcast. I'm like, Tony, would you always look miserable? Would you remind me of that? Would you remind me of that granddad from that Disney film Up? Would you remind me of him? Just that. You know? That's what I thought. I don't know if he's agreeing with me. Tony Mowbray reminds you of him. You know, but look at, you play for the hoops, you know. Hail, Keith, Monda Celts, Armagh. In Germany at the moment, English though. Oh, look, how's Germany treating you? How's Deutschland Deutschland? How's that treating you? Let me know in the comments. I've never been to Germany. I've always wanted to go to Germany. Steve Clark looks a bit down all the time. Oh, Steve Clark's a miserable shy. The only time I've ever seen him smile is when Scotland qualified for the World Cup. I don't want Steve Clark at Celtic. I'm sorry, but not a chance. Not a chance. I'd rather Stephen Bradley. I'd rather 100% rather Robbie Keane over you know, not so sunny Scotland. It's always bleeding raining, isn't it? It's always raining. But folks, I've enjoyed the podcast tonight. Really good numbers. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I will be back tomorrow night. I would say 8 o'clock tomorrow night, right? No, I'll go at 8:30 tomorrow night, right? I'll be on, so make sure you put a little message in the phone saying, oh, that Ballymun guy's coming on tomorrow night, you know. Might as well see Clark as Strachan clone with that attitude. Probably. But anyways, folks, thanks very much for all tuning in. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a good one. Good night. God bless. Hail.